Personal finance is one of the most important life skills that you'll ever learn. Unfortunately, most schools don't teach it properly, if at all. This can be a huge problem, because without the proper education, it can be difficult to make sound financial decisions, and you can end up in debt or worse. In this video, we'll discuss 10 personal finance rules that school doesn't teach you. These tips will help you manage your money more efficiently and reach your financial goals. Welcome to Epic State, your home for money, mindset, and motivation. Number 1. Buying your first home. So you've graduated from college, landed your first job, and you're ready to take the plunge into the world of adulthood by buying your first home. But before you start scrolling through listings, it's important to understand the pros and cons of this major financial decision. On the plus side, owning a home can be a great investment. As your property value goes up, you'll have equity that you can tap into should you want to sell down the line. And unlike renting, you won't have to worry about the landlord increasing your rent or selling the property out from under you. On the downside, buying a home is a huge financial commitment. You'll need to come up with a down payment, which can be difficult if you're just starting out in your career. If you don't have 20% to put down, then you leave yourself vulnerable to market fluctuations and high interest rate repayments. And if something goes wrong with the property, you'll be responsible for the repairs. So before you start house hunting, make sure you understand the stability of the market and if it's worth taking the plunge now or saving for a larger down payment. Number 2. Save at least 10%. We learn some of the basics in school. However, when it comes to more complex topics like investments and retirement planning, we're left to fend for ourselves. As a result, many of us end up making some major financial mistakes. They often recommend saving 10% of your earnings for retirement, but this isn't enough. One of the most common mistakes is not saving enough for retirement. A recent study found that the average amount an American has saved for retirement is $164,000. That's simply not enough. Even if you start saving early, you'll need more than that to comfortably retire. So you need to be either saving more or investing your money so that it multiplies over time, or both. Many people are afraid to invest their money because they don't understand how it works, and others simply don't think they have enough money to invest. But the truth is, everyone can benefit from investing. Even if you only have a few $100s to start with, you can grow your portfolio over time and eventually see some serious returns. Number 3. Have an emergency fund. This is a fund that you set aside for unexpected expenses, like medical emergencies or losing your job. Think of this as separate from investments or savings. It's important to have this fund because it will help you stay afloat during tough times, and there will be tough times. Many people think they don't need an emergency fund because they have a good income and insurance. However, even if you have a good income, there are still times when you may need money for unexpected expenses. For example, you may need to pay for a car repair or a last-minute plane ticket for a family emergency. If you don't have a fund, these expenses can put a strain on your finances or put you into debt. Therefore, it's crucial to have an emergency fund to help you through those tough times. Although easier said than done, try to target having a fund to cover a 6-month cost of living window. Number 4. The basics of budgeting. The ability to live within your means is one of the most important financial skills you can have. Yet it's something that many people never learn or do properly. Without developing this strict conditioning, it will be impossible to save or invest, and you will always be living paycheck to paycheck. Schools tend to focus on teaching math and basic financial literacy, but they rarely provide guidance on how to actually manage your money and household. As a result, many people graduate from school without real life skills to put into practice. By setting a budget and sticking to it, you can make sure that your spending stays in line with your income and avoid getting into debt. With a little discipline and some careful planning, you can quickly get a handle of your finances and start achieving your financial goals. Number 5. Leveraging compound interest. One of the most important things schools leave out is how to leverage compound interest. Compound interest is where you earn interest on your money. It's the best way to increase your savings over the long term. So if you're not leveraging compound interest, then you're missing out on one of the most powerful financial tools available. Number 6. Leveraging credit. Your credit is important. It impacts everything from whether you can get a loan to how much interest you pay on that loan. So it's worth taking the time to learn how credit works. Here's the thing. Your credit score is based on your credit history. That means if you have a lot of debt, or if you've missed payments in the past, your credit score will suffer. On the other hand, if you have a good track record of paying off debt and making on-time payments, your score will go up. One way to improve your credit history is by using credit to make purchases that you can afford to pay off quickly. For example, let's say you want to buy a new car. You could put the entire purchase price on a credit card, but that would be a very bad idea. Why? Because it would take you a long time to pay off the debt, and during that time, you would be charged interest on the balance. A better option would be to take out an auto loan for part of the purchase price and use your credit card to finance the rest. You can then focus on paying off the credit card debt as quickly as possible. By doing this, you'll not only improve your credit history, but you'll also save money on interest charges. You basically want to use credit, even if you don't need to boost your score. You just don't want to put yourself in debt if you don't have an emergency fund. Number 7. Manage your taxes properly. No one likes paying taxes, but as the saying goes, two things in life are certain. You're going to pay tax and you're going to die. So you need to know how to manage your taxes properly. Don't get caught out. Ignorance is rarely, if ever, an excuse they will accept. Unless you're lucky enough to have a job that comes with a dedicated accountant, tax season can be a confusing and stressful time. The good news is that there are plenty of resources available to help you learn about personal finance and tax management. With a little bit of effort, you can quickly get up to speed on the basics and start keeping more of your hard-earned money in your pocket. Number 8. Protect your health. Your health is your biggest asset. It allows you to work and earn a living, to enjoy your life and spend time with your loved ones. So if you don't protect it, you're putting everything at risk. If you don't have insurance, then a sudden health issue could wipe out all of your assets in a single moment. Your emergency fund can help support you, but you don't want to be crippled by hospital bills. So having good cover is a must. But not just that, try to stay active and healthy. Ideally, you only want to use your insurance in an emergency or for checkups. Remember, if you can't work, then you can't earn. Number 9. College debt isn't 100% necessary. College is a time for many things: learning, self-discovery, and of course, accumulating crippling debt. For many Americans, the cost of college education has become prohibitive, leading more and more students to take on loans they may never be able to repay. But is college really worth it? Is it worth going into debt for a degree that may not even lead to a job? There's no easy answer, but one thing is certain: if you're going to college, you need to be smart about your finances. That means understanding the true cost of college and how much debt you can realistically afford to take on. It also means knowing where to get financial aid and how to maximize your scholarships and grants. College doesn't have to break the bank, but you need to do your homework first. Never take on debt that isn't worth it. Number 10. Make a plan and stick to it. Many people live day to day without any clear idea of where they want to be financially in the future. As a result, they end up spending impulsively and never really make headway towards their long-term goals. If you want to be successful with your finances, you need to take the time to sit down and figure out where you want to be. Once you have a goal in mind, work out a plan to get there, and most importantly, stick to it. It can be difficult to resist the urge to splurge, but if you are disciplined and stay focused on your goals, you will be amazed by how quickly you can achieve them. With that said, we've come to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, then please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more weekly money, mindset, and motivation. Until next time.